In 1959, a candidates tournament was held, in which close attention was focused on two prodigies. 22-year-old Mikhail Tal from the USSR and 16-year-old youngest grandmaster in the world, Bobby Fischer from the United States of America. We will see how, in this oppressive atmosphere of confrontation between the two countries, Mikhail Tal decided to harshly tease young Robert Fischer already on the first move. There's nothing better than revisiting the lessons of the past. The candidates tournament in 1959 was dictated by Soviet chess players, and as a result, they took the first 4 places. And Mikhail Tal won that tournament, but Bobby Fischer did not come there to train at all. He wanted to really win. They said that during the tournament he lived only for chess, and for chess, nothing else existed for him. Sometimes at night he woke up his second Larsen for joint analysis, and his only entertainment was reading Tarzan and listening to jazz on the radio. As we can see, Fischer loved good music. But he was focused precisely on winning the tournament, but still the Soviet bison showed him that he was not yet ready for such a war. For example, Petrosian already realized in the second round that Fischer against the Karakan defense was showing obvious uncertainty, and this was subsequently used by the rest of the tournament participants. Fischer had several unpleasant defeats in the Karakan defense. And now he had to play with Mikhail Tal, the leader of the tournament, the hope of Soviet chess. A very important meeting. After the first move, e2-e4, Tal decided to tease Bobby and moved his pawn first to c6, but then he still played c5. Here is what Fischer himself said about this. I remembered a funny incident in the same tournament. I played with Tal. Everyone played Karakan against me, and successfully, I had a very bad result in this variation. I played e4 against Tal. He plays c6, then he looked at me for a few seconds, smiled and moved his pawn to the c5 square. Soon Mikhail Tal won this tournament, and then a year later he beat Mikhail Botvinnik in the match for the world title, becoming the youngest champion in the history of chess. At that time he was only 23 years old. You may be wondering how the relationship between these two talents from opposing countries developed. They were wonderful friends, comrades. Fischer visited Mikhail Tal in the hospital and they spoke extremely positively about each other. Chess players understand who creates all the conflicts, who controls it, how information wars work, and therefore maintain a sober mind and promote peace throughout the world. May there be peace. May prudence and nobility abide in the hearts of people. d6 opens up the light-squared bishop and prevents white from pushing the pawn to e5 after black eventually plays knight f6. d4 offers to trade the d-pawn for the c-pawn, giving up a center pawn for more active pieces. C takes d4 gives black 2 central pawns versus 1 central pawn for white. A6 prepares the queenside pawn advance b7 b5, and also prevents white from playing the bishop or knight to b5. Sicilian defense, open, Scheveningen, Sozin, flank variation. Tal turns on the greed mode and Fischer, taking advantage of this, increases the pressure. G6. This was a prevention against f5. But this did not stop young Bobby. He wants to quickly get to the enemy king. Knight takes f5 is brilliant. The knight was sacrificed. A stunning move. This wins material. Why didn't Tal take the horse? As they say, do not trust the Danons who bring gifts. See option 2. Bishop d5 is brilliant. Sacrificing the bishop was the right idea. And Tal again refuses these gifts. And not without reason. We are looking at the options. Bishop f4 is a mistake. This allows the opponent to fork pieces. This was a decisive mistake. Obviously, young Fischer overestimated his strength. As we can see, The only move that led to an equal game was rook a, e1. Let's look at this option. The whites surrendered. It is clear that if you take the rook, then black places the queen with check. Fischer lost to the future world champion. So, it's not that shameful. Sometimes defeats bring more benefits than easy victories. If you like the review, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, write a comment and like it.